Hello, my name is Teresa Villarreal,
My name is Jennifer Peraza.
and we're going to be talking about the struggles of learning a new language. And today we have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Maylene Menjima, and I'm glad I'm here, guys. Even though I'm not feeling good at all, but yeah, it's okay.
Well, thank you for being here, even though you feel a bit sick.
I just got my second dose yesterday, and I had a fever last night, and I couldn't sleep, but I'm here.
Well, thank you for being here. So, we're going to ask you a few questions about your experience with learning a new language. So, our first question is, what are the two languages that you can currently speak?
Spanish and English. Well, I'm still in the process of learning English, but yeah.
Okay. What caused you to have to learn English?
I had to learn English when I moved to this country, like almost 3 years ago.
Can you give us more information on where you lived?
Where I lived before?
Yes.
Well, I was born and raised in El Salvador. We speak Spanish there, so that's my first language. And I've been speaking Spanish since I was a kid. And it was really hard for me when I came to this country because, everyone talk in English, and I had a really hard time trying to understand everything. But it was a good experience.
That's good. What language do you speak at home?
That I speak in home Spanish, yeah.
So your parents speak Spanish with you?
Yeah. Spanish.
And what language are you most comfortable with?
Definitely Spanish, because, like I said before, I've been talking in Spanish. Since I learned how to speak, yeah, I feel more comfortable talking in Spanish.
So when learning English, what struggles did you go through? And what was the hardest part about it?
Well, when I moved to this country, like I said, I had a hard time talking and understanding other people. And I wasn't able to have a conversation with other students at my school because they only spoke in English. And sometimes I felt like I was behind in my classes because I didn't understand that much. And I had to translate everything.
Sounds tough. What would you say is what was the most difficult part about it?
The most difficult part is like being confident enough to speak in public, because I was so afraid to speak English in front of other people. I felt like they would probably make jokes about how I say things, and they just wouldn't understand what I was saying. And I didn't want to humiliate myself talking in public.
Well, your English is very good right now, right, Jennifer?
Yeah. From my perspective, as she mentioned earlier, learning a new language can be like very challenging, but it's not impossible. From my experience, there's ups and downs during the process, and in order to get better at learning a new language, you need to practice it and have confidence. Which at the beginning, people can make fun of you and joke around about it, but I think you should always just like keep practicing and just trust yourself, because that's the only way you're gonna improve. And yeah.
So, Maylene, was there ever a time that you wanted to give up? And if so, what kept you going?
Yeah, there was one time I really wanted to give up. Okay, I had a deep class, honors history class, and I was the only student who didn't speak English at all. And sometimes I wanted to participate in class, but I was too scared to talk, even though I knew the answers. And I was so insecure, and sometimes I would feel like dumb in that class because the rest of the students didn't have the same problem as mine. But then I talked to some friends, and they told me that I should stay in the class and prove to myself, to the teacher, and to the other students that I could be at the same level as them. So I decided to practice more how to talk, and then I was constantly repeating to myself that it's not the end of the world if someone laughs at you or makes negative comments about your accent.
Jennifer, do you have anything to add about your experience? Did you ever want to give up?
I think it was more challenging for me the first year that I was here, because I was not passing some of my classes, and more because the school that I went to, there was not a lot of Hispanic people, so it was more hard because most of the teachers only knew how to speak English. And when I was failing classes here and there, it was just like hard because in my whole life that was like that has been the only year that I failed classes. So, and there's like many times that you don't understand things, so you really feel like giving up. But I think every year is just like easier and easier for some people, and also you need to have interest on learning something, because if you don't have interest on doing something, or in this case learning English, you're not gonna do it. Because I know a lot of people that have been here for like 5 years and they still can't speak English. So it's up to you, really.
So, Milene, are you now glad that you know English?
Yeah, of course I'm glad, and I'm proud of myself too, because now I understand almost everything, and I speak more English than I did 3 years ago.
And in what ways has it benefited you?
Well, it benefits me a lot because during my first year at school, in this country, I would use Google Translate a lot, and it took me twice as long to do the homework as other students, because I had to translate everything to understand the assignments. But now I understand pretty much everything, and I don't need Google Translate that much. Maybe, sometimes yes, I need Google Translate to translate some words, because you never stop learning new things.
And also, when you can get a job in the future, it also benefits you a lot to know 2 languages, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And this one's for both of you guys. So, what advice do you have for anyone who's trying to learn a new language or who's struggling with it?
Well, never give up, and never let anyone bring you down, because there will be people who will make jokes about your accent, but they really don't know how challenging and how hard it is to learn a different language. And just keep in mind that a bilingual person, just like you said before, a bilingual person has more opportunities than a person who only speaks one language. Oh, and also another advice will be watch everything in English, like Netflix, TV, videos in YouTube, and listen to music in English, because that helped me a lot. But most importantly, never be afraid of talking in public, because it's not gonna be the end of the world if you talk in public and somebody laugh at you.
Jennifer, do you have any advice for anyone?
Yeah, an advice that I would give, people that are learning a new language, it doesn't have to be English. There's other languages that people can learn. Just try to practice it, and have confidence, because you're not gonna learn in one day. It takes time. It could take, from some people that I know, learn English in 6 months. And others it takes 5 years. And just don't give up. That's all I can say. And don't be embarrassed. Just trust the process. Learning a new language, and you'll eventually get there. Either if you have an accent or you don't, there's nothing wrong with it. At the end of the day, it's just the language. And yeah, just practice it.
Sounds very inspirational. Do you guys have anything else to add?
No, I think that's it. That's about it. Thanks to our guests. That's it. Some of
For
her.
the questions.
Okay, thank you to both Jennifer and Maylene for giving your experience